And she told me she was actually waiting for Lewis to come back from hanging out with a friend. She was waiting at her apartment and he never showed up. She immediately knew something was wrong. Katara Reed says she remembers every moment of the last day she spent with her boyfriend, Lewis Nix III. She says she and Lewis met up Tuesday afternoon around 2:30 to talk at a park.
You know, just expressing how much, you know, we loved each other and just how much we cared for each other. We went and got food. We came back to the park.
Reed says she and Lewis went their separate ways after meeting at the park. She said she wanted to hang out with her close friend and he went to hang out with his.
I had texted him and I was like, "Are you gone?" And he said, "No, I'm not." He's like, "I'm still with my friend. When he drops me off to my car, I'll be on my way to you."
Reed says she waited outside of her apartment for Nix.
He FaceTimed me at 7:57 and he said, like, you know, again, like, "I don't want any beef with you. We're good." You know, just reiterating the love.
Shortly after Reed hung up with him, she said he sent her a text saying he almost crashed on Martin Luther King Parkway, 15 minutes from her apartment.
8:19 came. I remember texting him, like, "You good?" And he didn't text me back. I started texting him crazy, like, "Where are you?"
Stephanie Wingfield, Nix's mother, says JSO said Nix was missing until someone found his body near a pond across the street from Broxton Bay Apartments, where he lived with Reed. She says at first police thought it was a homeless person, then realized it was Nix. Detectives told Wingfield that his passenger window was open when his car was pulled out of the pond and the seatbelt wasn't buckled. Detectives told her the car was found upside down in the water. Reed says she has memories of Nix that she'll still hold on to forever.
This great guy who had an infectious smile.
And coming up at 11, I actually got a chance to talk with former Notre Dame
Tonight, we're hearing from the mother of Louis Nix, the former NFL player who was found dead this weekend.
When she said that, I just lost it. So, because I couldn't believe it. They said they couldn't give me any more information.
The former Raines High School standout was reported missing on Wednesday.
Last night, JSO's dive team pulled his silver Hyundai out of the pond on Broxton Bay Drive. This is just south of the River City Marketplace. News4JAX reporter Bree Isom joins us live where JSO found his car yesterday. Bree, you talked with the family and a friend of Louis's today.
Yes, the family and friends tell me that Louis was loved by many and he always wanted to help people around him. The family doesn't have answers yet, but they're hoping to get some soon.
That was my baby. That was my big Lou. I miss him. I miss him. But I know he's in a better place.
Stephanie Wingfield, Louis Nix III's mother, says detectives came to her house yesterday to tell her that they had found her son dead.
When she said that, I just lost it. So, because I couldn't believe it. They said they couldn't give me any more information.
Wingfield says the last time she spoke to Nix was on Tuesday, and she reported him missing on Wednesday.
I knew something was wrong, and I had to call missing persons because that's not like my son. You're going to hear from him.
Even one of his former Notre Dame teammates was concerned when he received no calls or messages from Nix. Did you find anything weird last week when you weren't hearing from him?
It was pretty odd, because like I said, we talked often.
Wingfield says JSO pulled in his car from a pond near Braxton Bay Apartments last night where he lived with his girlfriend. But family members say JSO hasn't said where his body was found or confirmed that he's dead. The family says they were still healing from when Nix was shot at a gas station a few months ago.
He got shot in December. God spared him.
Now they're only left with the memories of a son, a teammate, and a friend.
Our relationships was beyond football. I just want him to be remembered by, being a guy that was being able to bring joy to others and being someone that had the biggest smile.
Just give your kids, your family their flowers while they are here, because who
just chill, stay relaxed, try to be the guy that breaks the ice everywhere I go.
How about Louis for me and said, listen, we got to get on a plane to Jacksonville, Florida, and we've got to go see this man called Louis Nix III. And we do not have any time. We've got to get there immediately because he's probably one of the best players that you're ever going to sign here. So I remember he was just, again, had a big smile. We had to go. It took us a little while to find him at Raines High School. I remember it being about 90 degrees that day. We tracked him down, and that was the first time that we laid eyes on him. And he did not disappoint. Big fella, big personality, big smile. And at that time, just relayed to me why he was coming to Notre Dame, that he wanted to do something that nobody else ever thought that he would do. And that is leave Jacksonville, leave the city, and graduate from Notre Dame. I knew he was special when it was easy for him to cut up Michael Floyd and cut up, and I mean, joke with Michael Floyd. You know, Mike was a veteran in the program and established, and he could make Mike laugh. And as a young guy coming in, he cut a lot of the tension in the program. You know, when I got, you know, on board, there was a big weight on Notre Dame's shoulders relative to winning. And Lewis took a lot of off of the shoulders of a lot of the players. You got to understand, in just a very short period of time, this program went undefeated. And Lewis's personality, plus, you know, obviously some really good football players, had a lot to do with that. And just the way he interacted with people, in particular older players like Michael, you know, had a lot to do with transforming the program early on. Do something that nobody else ever thought that he would do, and that is leave Jacksonville, leave the city, and graduate from Notre Dame.
Now at 11, new information coming to light after a former Rains High School football standout was found dead when his car was pulled from a retention pond in Jacksonville. Louis Nix's girlfriend, who may have been one of the last people to hear from him, told police that she thought he may have been under the influence and on his way to see her, but he never showed up. Now, while it's still unclear what actually happened that night, On Your Side's Jocelyn Howard spoke with Nix's family, friends, and coaches who want to keep his legacy on top of everyone's minds.
It's a guy from Jacksonville, Florida, north side of Jacksonville.
Louis Nix, he was known by many names.
Irish chocolate.
#1.
Irish chocolate, got it?
But to his mother, Stephanie Wingfield,
I called him Big Lou because he was my Big Lou.
it was a special bond.
My mom really wanted me to try out football.
And that decision is what sent him to college across the country at the University of Notre Dame.
I stayed on Big Lou, and his first year at Notre Dame was his hardest.
I went from hating this place to, loving it.
And he became a fan favorite.
They called him Irish chocolate.
He's to him, you say hi to Big Lou.
He treated everyone like family.
He would say hello back, and he just made you feel special and like you had a relationship.
One of his biggest accomplishments, proving people wrong.
In the hood, you won't do much, you won't make it, and that's what a lot of people told me before I wouldn't make it, and look at me now.
Nix was drafted in the 3rd round by the Houston Texans in 2014. He later went on to play for the New York Giants and spent time on the practice squads of Washington and the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2016.
And he impacted a lot of people's lives in a very positive way.
I try my best to make people happy because I know they have a short time on this earth.
Jocelyn Howard, First Coast News, On Your Side.
After he was reported missing, family confirms Louis Nix has been found dead in his car, pulled from a pond on Jacksonville's north side. Thanks for joining us on First Coast News at 11. I'm Jeff Valland. Nix, just 29 years old, was a Jacksonville native, went from Rains High to Notre Dame to a career in the NFL. Nix's car was pulled from a pond on Broxton Bay Drive near the northern I-95, I-295 interchange in Duval County. Brianna Ray Turner is live at the scene with the latest. Brianna, what are police saying tonight?
Yeah, I'm on Broxton Bay Drive, as you mentioned, and earlier today there was a heavy police presence with JSO, and right here at this retention pond right behind me. Now, a car was pulled out of here later this evening. That's when JSO notified us that Nix was found, not saying any details of what condition he was in, just saying he was located. When JSO was on the scene, I did ask about new information. They said they're still investigating. I was able to get in touch with his former coach, Darren Wiley, who says he's not sure how this incident may have happened.
He's a guy who fought really hard to improve as a person, overcoming a lot of obstacles.
Wiley says that he's still shooken up about the whole thing and he's sending his prayers out to Nix.
The mother, we know. And I just started crying. And I was like, Lord, if my son if he's okay, you give me a peace. But if he's not okay, then you give me a discomfort. And I felt sick.
The mother of a local football standout says she knew immediately her son was gone. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office first reported 29-year-old Louis Nix missing yesterday, 3 days after his family had reported they didn't know where he was. Within hours last night, JSO said he had been located. Police still haven't officially confirmed Nix's death, and there have been no updates about what officers found when his car was pulled from a pond on Jacksonville's north side last night. Jocelyn Howard spoke with Nix's family and friends. This is all new at 6.
He was a fun-loving, big teddy bear.
Louis Nix, known by friends and family as Big Lou.
He really set the bar for, just being a good person.
A defining moment in Nix's life, committing to Notre Dame to play football.
He said, Mama, they were the first ones that made me feel like home.
That's where he first met Kendall Moore, his best friend, college roommate, and teammate.
Definition of just a genuine guy.
It was through college that Nix took on a new name to college football fans.
When he was at Notre Dame, they called him Irish Chocolate.
Irish Chocolate, loved by Notre Dame fans everywhere. Nix's mom, Stephanie Wingfield, says whether you were a family member or a Notre Dame fan wanting an autograph, you mattered in Big Lou's eyes.
It's nothing that he wouldn't do, that he didn't have time to do.
Nix, a defensive tackle, was drafted in the 3rd round by the Houston Texans in 2014. He later went on to play for the New York Giants and spent time on the practice squads of Washington and the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2016.
Even in the midst of all the, great things going on in his life, he was able to still, be so selfless.
His family and friends say, though, they're not sure yet just what happened.
I didn't expect something to happen to him, That's not Big Lou.
They want to keep Big Lou's legacy on the top of everyone's minds in this time.
I hope that he can rest in love, and, I'm going to miss him a lot.
Jocelyn Howard, First Coast News, on your side.
Community and fans nationwide are mourning the death of former star defensive lineman Louis Nix, a key member of the 2012 team that played in the national title game. Nix's body was found in a Florida pond over the weekend after he'd been reported missing for several days.
16 News Now reporter Maria Catanzaro joins us live in the studio to explain how Louis affected his Fighting Irish football family in the time they shared together. Maria.
Lauren, in a news conference today, head coach Brian Kelly talked about how beloved Lewis was for his smile, for his funny personality, and another teammate sharing with me that having Lewis on the team made him feel like they had an even better chance to win. A future NFL defensive lineman, a man larger than life, both literally and figuratively. But Louis Nix still wasn't too big for his britches.
I used to see him, on the campus, and he'd be with students. Regular everyday students, and just to see that, that's why you can't judge a book by its cover.
A fan favorite who authored quite a few Notre Dame memories, like the time the beloved Irish chocolate ran in a 2-point conversion at the 2013 Blue Gold game, making head coach Brian Kelly eat his words.
Lost a bet with Lewis. And, that would be a fond memory for a lifetime.
He just has such a good spirit, and I just wish he knew how much he meant to all of us, and I hope he knows, and I hope he knew it, because he was just such a big part of the Notre Dame family, and he really did take advantage of everything that Notre Dame had to offer.
An experienced Nix was always grateful for.
So everything around here, that helped me get to where I am. Your family is going to be here, but I had my brothers stick with me. I had the coaches stick with me, and just people in the Notre Dame community, even the teachers, they didn't make they didn't make work easier for me, but they helped me adjust. They showed me ways to improve myself.
There was an energy, there was a vibrant young man that passed through these hallways here, and that's what we choose to remember.
I'm thankful for everything. I'm happy I'm at this university in a position I'm in, because a lot of people died to be where I'm at right now, so I'm just thankful for all that.
Just heartbreaking. You might remember back in December, we reported that Nix was shot in an attempted robbery, and his mother does not believe that is related to his death, and so far police haven't released details on Nix's cause of death. He was only 29 years old. In the studio, I'm Maria Catanzarite for 16 News Now.